Well, the training we're doing today is pretty much invaluable to live fire training. It gives us the opportunity to watch fire in its natural growth stages, which is going to be from smoldering to the ignition stage to fully developed. The firefighters won't encounter this kind of training in a propane or a simulated structure, so this is pretty much invaluable because it gives the young firefighters the opportunity to see fire doing its natural thing, as opposed to it being in a very trained and very controlled environment. They get to also experience the heat intensity of fires, and also it gives our young fire officers the opportunity to lead a fire company into a structure and actually fight fire. So typically when we respond to our structure fires, we will get a room of contents fire in a residence, much like the ones we're training on today. And it gives the firefighters a good opportunity to do fire knockdown and actually see what they're capable of doing and how well their PPE works for them.
How low are you supposed to?
Sometimes you have to go on your belly and you're crouching just like a lizard towards the fire. Because it's the coolest part of the fire and you can see the best. If you stand up, obviously that's the wrong thing to do, but if you freak out, if you lose air or something goes on in the fire and you just instinctively stand up, we're trying to make a point across to not do that. So we teach that to the fire academies, to our own fire departments, everything. And then we'll show the guys outside what it looks like afterwards. And we haven't done this in a long time, so it'll be a nice eye-opener. Not only for us, but for the public too.
Today we'll be doing some interior burns on some of the old housing here in East Housing on the base, and be looking forward to learning about fire behavior and just things like that, seeing how the fire acts when you put water on it and agent on it, and just a big learning experience for me since I've only been at the base for almost a year now.
We want to test the efficiency of our gear, including several different types of helmets. This one and this one are both made out of fiberglass. You can see how much heat damage they sustained. This one was at 4 foot level during both burns and is structurally sound and okay. The traditional style Morning Pride, you can see a lot more damage, especially with the plastic, with the boards totally melted into the area where the firefighter would have a face piece on with the breathing apparatus. So the breathing apparatus would be totally covered by this plastic and probably start caving in his mask or her mask and possibly not being able to get enough air and would have to bail out in an emergency situation. So these held up pretty well. This mask was also at the 4 foot level and sustained moderate damage, enough to where a firefighter can make it out safely, but would have to immediately take this mask off because the system would fail. And on the mannequin, total failure of the thermoplastic, which is what we wear here at our department. So this model and the one that's melted onto the mannequin are identical. And they do break down at certain temperatures, but this helmet is exposed for about 5 minutes, standing up at 5.5 to 6 foot level. And that's why we stay low. Mine is a little malted from the heat, but that's normal because the heat does come down on you in layers, and you're able to make it out safely and be able to breathe without having your mask compromised by the heat or smoke. This mask totally caved in onto the mannequin's face, and the helmet melted on the front piece, all around the mannequin's ears, and down its neck. So this firefighter, if it was a real situation where he or she stood up in a fully involved room like this one was, this firefighter would be severely burned, if not compromising his or her airway, and possibly die.
Now that you've been in the fire and through this exercise, what did you experience in there?
Saw fire behavior and how the stages that it goes through when it develops. Got to experience some of the thermal layering firsthand, and just good learning experience all around.